Do you guys remember TED Talks? I remember when I was a kid, they were like the smart person thing. And whenever my teacher would put on like a TED Talk just like in the background to motivate us, I felt like my entire life was switched around. I've always had like a super big amount of respect for people who give TED Talks because they always seem super credible. It's always people with PhDs, like country leaders, people who have made like significant changes in our world making these TED Talks, so they have to be credible. But recently, I've noticed that people are starting to kind of hate on TED Talk. So I want to look into it.
Glasses, and I've just done this with my hand. In the early 2010s, TED Talks were highly regarded around the world for giving the public never before seen access to the world's brightest minds. I just couldn't put my finger. Huge bust, huge bust, huge bust, huge bust. You keep going. But somewhere along the way, something changed. Today, the conference has a reputation for being little more than a place for people to roleplay as tech visionaries.
What is a birthday? I think it can best be understood by breaking down the word birth and day.
Whether it's due to overall poor quality control or the insane rumors about the way they treat speakers they don't agree with.
Eddie Wong came in here. Eddie Wong told his gross story that makes you just go, ew, Ted.
These talks have undeniably gone from thought-provoking to provoking thoughts no one asked for.
One thing I am certain of is that no one ever heard me at work. I made sure of
You guys will not be able to believe, like, your eyes. Watch the success stories my lab's had.
So, what kind of seems like is happening right now is the TED Talk content market might be a little oversaturated right now. I'm kind of curious to see if a lot of this, like, people just not liking the ideas because, like, obviously they're not great. I wonder how much of that is from like AI, people trying to just like slap a script on AI and like have them develop the entire thing and then just presenting that. So I just found an article here. Whatever happened to TED Talks? We can look through and kind of see if there's anything on here. Have you ever gone back to an old school, driven past an old Little League field where you used to play, or stopped by an old mall where you did all your shopping and found it cluttered with dollar stores and fast fashion outlets? The experience is deflating. How is this related to TED Talks? Okay, see, here it is. Now it's a chore to find the mind-altering presentation among the 4,700 videos. See, if you have 4,700 videos, not every single one's gonna be a hit. I think that completely oversaturates kind of the value of like these TED Talk videos that I've seen throughout my whole life. This is okay. 4 videos ago. Okay, this one was made 4 days ago. Friendly pizza, UFOs, and the joy of AI generated video. I think that's supposed to be videos. You have 27 million subscribers, Ted Duck.
This is how my sister reacted when I told her I will be speaking on the stage. Fair enough. If I was that teacher, I would have probably said the same. Ever since I was a kid, all I ever wanted to do was to explore and have fun. And it turns out I was right. If it weren't for fun, I wouldn't have been here today. 2 years ago, I joined the founders of a startup called Pika to help build one of the very first AI video creation platforms. Those were the early days of generative AI, and while everyone was excited about reimagining new realities, we were more interested in reimagining the one we were living in, our own. So we started to apply the AI on our own photos around the office, and immediately felt there was something magical about blending the real and the unreal. But one video stood out. This is Jesse from our office. And don't be alarmed now, this is not real. I remember we laughed so hard when we watched this clip for the first time that we just knew we were onto something.
Okay, I don't want to bash this guy's whole idea because, I mean, AI is a pretty new thing, kind of, and it's a little scary for a lot of people. And just like in the idea of like the job market, people are, you know, we've kind of grown up with the idea that like we must fear like technology taking us over. So, but
So we pushed it out into the world. The response was incredible. People everywhere started inflating, melting, and squishing by the millions.
I'm almost willing to believe that the people who are liking this and blowing this up, because I've never heard of this, are either like not aware that this is AI, or they think it's real, or just like, you know, some cool special effect that they're doing. And I don't think AI is more of like a special effect. I don't know, because I've never seen these videos, and I don't think they're that. I mean, maybe like a 6-year-old would find them pretty funny and revolutionary, but
But while those short clips were incredibly fun, we still felt something was missing. A story, a narrative, something you could truly relate to. That led us to develop a technology that enabled you to be the main character of your own story. And by using only one photo, you could do anything you can imagine. While we were building it, living on late night pizza deliveries and barely seeing the sun, the news was full of a UFO sighting in New Jersey. The next video I created was made without using any video assets whatsoever. Only 4 images were used. My own photo, a slice of pizza, a UFO, and a park bench in New Jersey.
Does not appear to be any threat, imminent threat to public safety or national security. But I do think everybody has a right to know.
what the here's the deal, guys. I have a hard time, and I'm not that educated on AI, so I won't claim I'm like the expert on anything, but just from the things I learned and I know about AI, there's just so much lack of value. That video was made from 4 pictures. You didn't have any creativity. You thought of the funniest things that could have been made. You thought of the funniest things an 8-year-old would come up with. Pizza and a UFO, which is cute for an 8-year-old, but you are not 8 years old, man. What I'm seeing here is that TED Talk is endorsing people who are promoting things like AI that are literally just, there's just no quality to this. There's just no like substance to this, to like these videos, to that video, to the AI video. So if they are wanting to put that out, then I do become curious about the credibility of all the other TED Talk videos, if this is kind of the standard now of what we're making. What did we learn? We learned AI isn't great for content making. I don't really know much about AI in the other world because I think there are probably some benefits to engineering and just like coding, maybe. I don't know, that was a my word. Number 2, TED Talk might not be cool anymore. Number 3, quantity does not mean quality. I think that's one of the bigger issues. If they took the time to release like even a really detailed thought out video once a week, I'm sure they have a huge staff. If they put all of that energy into one video, I think it would make the kind of change that we're used to having TED Talks make on us, have that sort of impact that we're used to seeing, to feel inspired after watching a video. But sitting down watching an AI generated pizza lay in bed with you isn't inspiring me. It's not making me have this motivation or wonder like the TED Talks I'm used to are seeing. So It is a little disappointing, but I think that this is a great note to end on because we can use this kind of disappointment as a motivator to put out more in-depth content that isn't as oversaturated and that isn't as just contentless, that is full of creativity and new ideas. I think that's super important, and it seems that they might have gotten away from that. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have an amazing day, and I'll see you in the next one.